Hello, so this is AHA 4, and the materials that I used for this was this glass bowl, a cup of cornstarch, and half a cup of water, give or take. I used a spoon to kind of mix it up, and as I was mixing it, it turned into more of its form, which it's in now, and as you can see, it kind of looks like it's going to pour out, but then when you touch it, it's hard. But if you touch it for too long, your finger starts to go in. Before researching, I would have said that this is a liquid because it takes the shape of the container that it's in, and that is another way that you can test a mixture's properties. But after a little bit of further research, I found out that the mixture turns out to be a non-Newtonian liquid. It is not a solid, and it's not completely a liquid. So this type of fluid does not follow Newton's set of laws that's put forth, so that's why it's kind of the in-between. So the mixture acts as a solid when a certain amount of pressure is applied to it. So if I apply pressure right here, acts as a solid, but if I keep my finger here too long, as you can see, my finger is starting to go into the mixture. And that's kind of where the properties of the liquid comes in. So according to Scientific American, when you touch the surface of the mixture, the particles are forced together. So the cornstarch particles are forced together to that point that you're touching, and it feels hard, like a solid. And I also saw that people have actually put this mixture into pools and walked over it. You just have to go quickly so that you don't start to sink in. So when you put your hand on it and all of the particles come to the point, it feels hard, and that's kind of a property of a solid. Solids don't take the shape of their container. And this experiment is a really good one to conduct so that students can investigate and develop those explanations. This is kind of an odd occurrence, and it's not really easily explained just by knowing the properties of solids, liquids, and gases. So I would say that it's a good one for students to explore those properties and what they comprise. So I think students kind of have to work really hard to develop an explanation for this phenomena. And this also relates to the idea of incorporating academic language into an experiment. So for example, this is referred to as a non-Newtonian fluid, and that is very specific to science. And I think that this ultimately gets to the goal of higher order thinking that is mentioned in chapter 4. So again, here is my mixture. 1 cup of cornstarch and around half a cup of water.